Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about doing another video on Google Documents, and I'm going to be talking about like the three paths to being a urologist, like what does that mean, so on and so forth, fellowships and all. Uh, just to start off, this is not, maybe for another video idea I can do, your bachelor's, what can you get for your bachelor's, like you can do, everybody knows medical sciences, but this video is already the next step for those of you who are made it to medical school, medical college, whatever you want to call it. And whatever you got your bachelor's in, you got it in arts, you got it in medical sciences, right? You got it in aviation technology. Whatever you did, you got accepted into med school, and now you want to decide, like, okay, I want to be a urologist, I want to be a neurosurgeon, right? Okay, those are all different kinds of medical doctors. So now this is where the terminology kind of starts getting a little bit like easy to get mixed up, right? So we talked about you can get a bachelor's in medical sciences, but that doesn't make you a medical scientist. No, it means you have a bachelor's in medical sciences. And so, you can become a urologist. And why would there be three paths to being a urologist? Isn't urologist just one? Isn't like I got accepted into the three, we picked three paths, we picked urology, neurology, and cardiology. I got picked in the one I wanted to do. Maybe I do a whole series on all the kinds of, specializations or whatever, like, path you took as a medical doctor. But no, anyways, like today, urologists will have three paths. The first path being that of the OB/GYN. Now, what are OB/GYNs? Are they not their own kind of doctor? No, I do not believe so. I'm, quite honestly sure that OB/GYNs are actually urologists. And it's like, well, they're just a urologist. The term OB/GYN would be one of the three paths. So path one of three would be this one. And now what do? They deal with the reconstruction of the, female reproductive system after giving birth. Now, you probably already know that this is highly valued. So has a high demand. And relatively to all medical careers, relative to all medical professions, is quite considerably, it's quite fair, competition wise. In terms of competition, so the psychiatrists went to psychiatry, the neurologists went to neuroscience or whatever. Anyways, and the urologist went to urology. Now, why would there be three? Like, wouldn't you be all three? Well, you could, right? You could be that way. But just to expand upon this first, the reconduction. So everybody kind of knows about that. So after, the mom, the wife, whatever you want to call it, of a person has given birth, well, now the man is kind of, really he's ruined her essentially. So they're very important that other, member of the relationship, the family, should be compensated, reimbursed. And this is a medical profession that has been doing that. And that's what specialization. And yeah, people would like that. So there you go. you'd be in society considered, wow, a very generous person, then just go into psychiatry so they can, run the police and ostracize who they want to ostracize. But I'm getting to another topic now. Number 2, it would be like urologists, like dealing with the urinary tract. Urinary tract. So dealing with the urinary tract, like again, if you got accepted into your residency as a urologist, you would be learning all 3. Most likely you would have learned all 3 in medical school, but they want to know, like at that point in your residency, they want to know what's your favorite one, right? What's your favorite one? So if your favorite is the urinary tract, you're going to be getting both girls and guys, and we're dealing with, this is at the very base level, so I'm not expanding upon this yet. We're dealing with the kidneys, maybe the liver. The liver is a very complicated organ, kidney stones especially. And why people have incontinence issues. So what does incontinence means? Incontinence means like inconsistent, in continuity, is not urinating, it's not able to urinate, so you're gonna study that. It must be very painful, because when a person holds it in for a long time, there's bad things that happen, essentially, and in the brain there's some mental issues that happen from that. When it eventually does release, if it ever does, it causes the release of a lot of endorphins. I mean, it might tear something down the, like it's right in the middle of what I. So, but yeah, as a urologist, you will be coming across this. So a lot of people are driven away from that, but that's also, a good thing. Some people are not scared. They can say, hey, bring it on. Show me my competition. Everybody ran to psychiatry and those things. So again, you gotta pick your path, right? And you'll see who's your competition. But now getting into competition, since there's 3 routes, it can make an allyship. There would be 3 urologists in the hospital, and hopefully 1 of each. There would, if there's just, why would you try knocking him out? Why don't you share the job, kind of a thing. And unless it would be 2 urinary tract, right? Like, I'm just kind of expanding because they're all urologists. But I noticed recently people would be calling themselves OBGYN, but nobody's going by anything else. So number 3 would be the male reproductive, experts. The male reproductive experts, they're great. They'll deal with, they'll deal with explaining how things work for men after puberty. So why is that a job? Because not everybody knows. Also, sexual function for boys. So yeah, what making sense of, because if in a hospital there'd be doctors, and doctors need to do jobs, and this is dealing with birth. So if people have to raise the population numbers, this becomes a popular role. But anyways, guys, this is all what it means to be a urologist. There's 3 paths you can take. You can be like the super duper guy who wants to do this kind of work, because remember, there's plenty of competition out there. Okay, so what would be an expansion? Here you would be like, plastic surgeon, for example. So, room for expansion to be plastic surgery. Here, your room for expansion could be general surgeon. So here, because it's reconstruction, so you could even become a reconstruction surgeon, or wherever. So lots of things there, not just girls. Then, right? You could do plastic surgery or reconstruction surgery on guys. Somebody who is really focusing their study and their research on this aspect of urologists, right? They can go on to be a general surgeon because they were really focusing on kidneys, kidney stones, getting into the liver now because the liver would cross over. They're getting into this guy's territory now. Like with this guy, he's getting into this guy's territory, okay? It's a competitive world out there, so I want everybody to just kind of laser focus on what is important. And now these guys down here, you guessed it, what are they going to get into? Well, it's not like the previous two where they're getting into a whole next guy's bag. They're just they're getting a subspecialty, which would be oncology. So yeah, like you can like shuffle it up. It's right, like so oncology, what is oncology? Oncology is the study of cancer. And there's, oncologists who are cancer surgeons. So you can get into, because the male reproductive system has a, known issue, famous issue called the prostate gland, which can, for some reason, get cancer. And if everybody doesn't know, only men can have prostate glands. Women do not have prostate glands. So yeah, you can get into oncology. You can become a urological oncologist, oncological urologist, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, guys, I think I've done a good job explaining of where you're going to do your fellowship and so on and so forth. I'm sure if you've made it through med school, your residency shouldn't be too bad, except though your boss is going to be like, what, he's sleeping? Come on. And then, so just be careful, guys. You'll make it through your residency. Try doing everything right so you get sent home early with good behavior. And that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Remember to go into oncology if you want to get into cancer research. Study the liver if you want to impress the general surgeon and make him your fellowship guy, because that's how they work. And really, really, like this, I just can't give any advice as to reconstruction. Is a really, heroic role. And anybody who gets into that is, I guess, equally as heroic as the guy removing kidney stones or the guy explaining what happens to boys after puberty. Okay, goodbye.